IVM.
Hey everybody, welcome to another week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money. As we go into God knows what week of the lockdown, we've been trying to make sure that we get as much content out to you as possible. We had some interesting episodes in the last week. Cyrus Says we had Angad Singh Ranyal on it. That was a fun episode to listen to. On the Filter Coffee podcast, we had Taslima Nasleen and Arunav Sinha on that. That was another great conversation. Karthik Srinivasan joined Varun on advertising instead. And guys, look for Pratik Oswal on Paisa Vaisa podcast with Anupam Gupta. That was another great episode. I'd also like to let people know that the show that we're doing with Ms. Rashish Vidyarthi, Begin the Journey, is now going to be releasing 3 times a week. So do check that out. I'm sure you'll enjoy that. And let's get started with your show.
Welcome to Absolutely Right. I'm your host Aditi Surana. Everywhere, people are talking about flattening the curve of COVID numbers. Every possible solution is taken into consideration so that we survive physically. I'm presenting a different kind of curve today. A curve that is crucial for our mental as well as financial survival in coming times. That is our learning curve. Our ability and agility to learn is directly correlated with our willingness and capability to unlearn. Let's explore this further. Back in 2008, I met a friend over a cup of coffee. My friend, who was pursuing her master's degree, rarely got any time to travel out of her campus. We found a quiet corner and quickly ordered. She decided to order lemon iced tea. It was her favorite, she mentioned. I have 1 iced tea a day in my college cafeteria. It makes my breaks happier. She chuckled at her own comment. I must say her eyes sparkled when she looked at the lean, tall glass in which her drink was served. It took just 1 sip to shift her excitement in disappointment. She asked for some sugar sachets. She added 2 of them and tasted her drink. But it did not work. Added 1 more, and the drink still failed her. When she reached out for 1 more sachet, I had to barge in. I asked her, are you trying to make this iced tea taste like the one that you have daily in your cafeteria? What if you give this drink a chance? It may surprise you in a different way. Now that's exactly my point. In order to learn something new, we have to drop our old references and our fixation with our so-called basic minimum standards. Brains love familiarity. We may be allured by attractive shiny objects for a bit, but in the moments of stress, we dread not having our comfort zones. Comfort food, comfort bed, comfort friend, and even comfort thoughts. We indulge as we look for a familiar, guaranteed, and quick relief. We linger in these comforting things even when in our hearts we know that these may not be the healthiest or even the most progressive choices for us. For example, I have never met someone who had sugar-free detox herbal tea and vegan flaxseed cookies as their comfort food. You know what I'm saying. Now, if you are as determined as I am to constantly update your old software, then let me present you with some kick-ass ways to not flatten but rather steepen your learning curve. But before we get there, let me set the context with these 3 points. Point number 1. Learning new things will be uncomfortable. Building new muscles take time. And at times you will question the grind or the entire process altogether. So your willingness to stay on board is the most important part of this process. Point number 2. Keeping this global crisis in mind, we do not know what this new normal would mean to us as professionals, parents, or even citizens. We will have to learn and adapt to numerous new ways of living just to survive. Point number 3. I have spent many years researching what makes some extraordinary achievers sustain their high performer mindsets. I have spoken to some mavericks in person, read autobiographies, and assessed handwritings to decode the patterns. I found one factor that stood out most of the time was their humility to learn. So let's jump and find out how can you hack your brain and learn faster, easier, and smarter. Every person learns differently. Experiment with these hacks and add them to your learning style. Hack number 1, set up an experiment. This is my favorite hack of learning anything new. I like to hear other people's opinions about their journeys and use them as my guiding tools, but I have realized that most of us learn best by our own first-hand experience. I believe it is scary to commit to something new for a long time without trying it out. And that's why we set up smaller experiments. A controlled timeline to try out things. Set up a small goal and give it maybe 30 days. Commit to it. Join an online course. Hire a teacher. Ask friends who are in that skill for many years. But make sure to try out this experiment for a substantial period of time before deciding whether you like it or you dislike it. Hack number 2, deconstruction. Tim Ferriss is a learning expert and a best-selling author of the 4-Hour Work Week series. He experimented with learning languages, martial arts, classical dance forms in merely few months and won international competitions. He believes no matter what you're planning to learn, you need to deconstruct it. According to him, you can master 20% skill set to cover 80% effectiveness. Any spoken language uses 20% of the words repetitively to communicate 80% of the things. For example, if you want to learn how to drive, you need to learn 20% of the skill set like braking, acceleration, operating the clutch, and maneuvering for 80% of the time. But you can't drive without those 20% essential skills. So take out time and deconstruct your skill before you begin. Hack number 3, a steep learning curve equals multiple short learning curves. Every learning curve is a bell curve. It goes through 3 stages: growth, maturity, and decline. Growth phase is initiated when you are confronted with some challenge. When something goes wrong or when you feel inadequate, you are forced to or you choose to upgrade yourself. However, once you set out to learn something, then you start feeling comfortable with that new skill. That is a maturity stage. After this, if you do not upgrade your skill often, then it reaches a stage of decline and then you forget about it. According to the author Charles Handy, his hack of multiple learning curves is followed by many mavericks. In his book, The New Alchemists, he interviewed some of the best minds from different origins in London, including Sir Richard Branson. He found that many trailblazers start their new learning curves faster than others. They do not wait for a crisis to arise. They volunteer to learn something new much before that. They take one skill, go through the growth stage, enjoy the maturity phase for a bit, and start a new voluntary learning curve right there before reaching the point of decline. And then they do it again and keep their learning curve steep. Hack number 4, get up and get back on your bicycle. Paulo Coelho once said, "You drown not by falling in the river, but by staying submerged in it." If you have learned how to ride a bicycle, then you already know this. At some point, you're ought to fall. But the key is to get up and get back on your bicycle again and again, every time you fall. No matter how tough it feels. If you wish to learn something new, don't give up until you know you have given your best shot. The only pursuit we have here is to outcreate your own older self. Hack number 5. Let go of your ego, amigo. Ego, or ahankar as we call it in Sanskrit, can really slow down your learning speed. I know some ego or self-identity is required for us to deal with some social situations, but not when it comes to learning. So the question is, how much ego is healthy and at what level it turns into being egoistic? In my research, I found people with humility to learn exhibited a specific handwriting trait. Look for a word in your own writing that has letter T and letter H next to each other. Your learnability is naturally high if the letter H is taller than the letter T. Caution note, be ready to be surprised with what you find as an answer. Let me repeat. If the letter H is taller than the letter T in any word like the, they, their, then it shows more humility. We have added this stroke formation and other notes of this episode in today's fun sheet. We create these PDF documents to make sure your learnings become faster, easier, and smarter. You can download it from my website, aditisurana.com/podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode of Absolutely Right. Do share your experiments and experience with how you're steepening your learning curve and what all you're pondering about. As you can tell, I am curious to learn. Next week, I will be inviting Siddharth Dudeja. Siddharth is a stand-up comic and the co-host of What a Player podcast on IVM Network. Let's connect on Wednesday. Till then, happy writing!
Hi guys, this is Ayushi.
And I am Ritasha.
And welcome to Agla Station Adulthood.
It's a fun podcast we've got going on and we'd love for you to tune in and enjoy with us.
Join us as we stop at various stations and discuss different topics that seem to be bothering us and hopefully
Dating,
you as well.
relationships, beauty, just being an adult, lots of different things.
We don't have a great grip on it, but we've done okay so far.
Catch Agla Station Adulthood every Thursday on the IVM app, the IVM website, or wherever else you get your podcasts.
How many times have you caught yourself Googling stuff on health and wondering if it's the right information? How many times have you heard different health experts give opposing views, which has only left you confused? There are rising cases of cancer, heart, diabetes, stress, and autoimmune diseases. Meet the patients and the experts who paved the path of true healing. Join me, Rachna Chachi, cancer nutrition coach and nutritional therapist on Heal and Hearty. I take you through my own journey of recovery from an incurable disease and the journey of so many others who healed only via nutrition and holistic healing. Find the answers you seek for what's good for your health and what's good for your soul. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. Don't forget your date with good health.